My 8th grade graduation was as bittersweet as it gets. It was a sad event where, by the end of the night, just about everyone in my class was crying. Most of us had been together for 9 years, and we were all splintering off into a variety of high schools. And I had something on my mind. I had a crush all throughout 8th grade, but never worked up the courage to tell her. But this was the last chance, maybe the last time I'd see her. So, when everyone was saying their goodbyes, we happened upon one another, hugged, and I told her. I said, "I've liked you for a while now. I've had a crush on you." She asked through watery eyes, "Why didn't you tell me?" To which I replied, I just didn't have the balls to do it. I made that motion, I don't know why, but we hugged again, and she told me to give her a real hug because I was only hugging her with one arm. It's memories like this that used to make me cringe, but by now they are a bittersweet remembrance of my younger, more innocent, simpler self. I love thinking about these memories. They overwhelm me with nostalgia, reminding me that great times can pop up anywhere, but also that I will likely never be able to recreate such experiences. This is what fuels me. Nostalgia is what gives me such a love for life. Simply thinking about past happy memories can make me glow. So, I'll share with you a few memories from my childhood. One of my mom's favorite memories was from a few years back, maybe when I was 10 or so. We had taken a family trip to Maui, one of my favorite places, and me and my mom found ourselves wanting to take a stroll down to the hot tub one night. My mom ordered me some chicken fingers from the bar, while I went straight to the bubbles. I was both too shy to order for myself and too picky to order anything but chicken fingers and fries. My mom soon joined me, as did another mother and her teenage daughter. The moms began to talk, eventually leading to the other mom describing a hike they went on around a volcano. I, shy as can be, surprised the hell out of my mom with the next thing I said. Not only did I speak to a stranger, but I said something really weird. I asked them, "On a scale of brick to dolphin, how was your trip?" Brick to dolphin. I kid you not, brick to dolphin. I don't know. I really don't know why I said that. Maybe I thought it was funny or something, but after a couple seconds, my mom responded with an awkward chuckle and saying how it was an odd joke or something like that. I don't think the two ever answered my question, but I do know that that was the only thing I said the whole time we were in the hot tub. Going back even further, to when I was maybe 7-ish, I was close friends with my older brother Sam, and played around a lot with him and his friends. We did all sorts of things, from flashlight tag, to capture the flag, to a game called Sharky that involved using mine and my brother's collection of at least 100 rubber duckies. We tried to film a home video once, but that ended badly, with a friend opening a door so hard it drilled a hole in the wall. Another time, I believe we were playing Sharky, and Sam was sprinting down the hall to get away from the shark, and whilst turning up the stairs, he slammed his butt so hard into the wall it created a massive hole in the shape of his butt. I even led a game once, in which I chased around my brother and his friends and tried to moon them. I would sprint around, and whenever I got near one of them, I would turn around and whip down my pants. I don't know what the point of the game was, but it seemed fun, until the game led down our driveway and I ended up mooning our next door neighbor's dad. Now, my dad told me to make my senior speech powerful, interesting, and important. And important is the word that struck me. How could I make just another senior speech important? Well, I could have talked about an interview I did back in 7th grade on a Korean War survivor, and how she said words that I will never forget. "The communists put the knife in my brother, my sister, killed them alive in front of me. All the families tied up, killed them piece by piece." I could describe the inspiration that these words gave me, even when faced with a challenge that nobody saw coming. I could describe the absolute strength that I saw in my dad when just a few months ago he came up and told me his 17-year-old son, as well as his 2 other sons, that mom was killed in a car crash. But what I found was that these more serious, more impactful, darker topics do not necessarily fulfill that important quality. While they may be important to who I am, they wouldn't do much more than create a fleeting feeling of sadness and grief. Although, there is one thing that I need to say relating to such topics. And I'm sad to say, but everyone here will face a time in life when you would do anything to change something that has happened. And in those moments, those following days, weeks, months, life might seem like it's lost a certain quality of brightness. But I can tell you that even through the darkest of times, I've continued to experience great memories, memories that will bring nostalgia when I look back on them. So my advice is to find what fuels your love for life, what gives you enjoyment, and persevere through the dark times to find what you're looking for. So, Dad, that's the important part of my speech, and I'll leave you all off with what I can say might be the least important memory I can think of, the time I met Guy Fieri. Back in 7th grade, I watched a lot of the Food Network. I sure as heck was not a foodie, being that I only ate chicken fingers and pasta, but I loved watching people make food. And my favorite show was none other than Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. And it seems like you all know, but for any of those who don't, this is an iconic show hosted by Guy Fieri. He drives around in his red SS Camaro to visit the best cheap-end food around the country. Something about his cheery attitude and ability to love anything he ate turned him into my childhood hero. One night, I learned something incredible. His son, Hunter Fieri, was attending the same high school as my brother Garrett. I was in awe. I was so jealous. So one day, my brother had a soccer game on a Saturday, which allowed my dad to bring me to the game. We showed up and stood above the field on those concrete planter boxes near the road, as my dad knew I didn't like being around other people. We watched for a few minutes, and suddenly I began to hear this rumbling, a deep, thick roar coming from down the road. I looked over, and all I could see were two small metal pipes jutting out from a ways away. These pipes approached SA and eventually grew in size, making their way around the bend leading into the school. The roar was loud now, loud enough to distract most of the parents from the game being played. What I saw shocked little 12-year-old me. A massive, bright yellow hunk of metal came roaring up the entrance to the school. I swear those metal pipes reached above the scoreboard. This was a monster truck. This was a monstrous monster truck. And it passed with a noise that you could just feel in the air and growled away to the parking lots. I turned to my dad, and he just said, "Guy's here." I was perplexed a bit, but my dad explained how Guy's son played on the soccer team and that Guy had a collection of monster trucks. I nodded, kept my cool, but on the inside I was freaking out. The Guy Fieri, my hero! So, soon enough, the gravel behind us was being stepped upon, and approaching us from behind came a fairly large man. Button-up shirt, jeans, a gold watch, and some rings. And wow, that beautifully spiked up white bleached hair. It was him. It was him. The legend himself. He came over and asked what the score was, to which my dad responded that we were up 3-0. They talked a bit about the team and their sons, how my brother Garrett was the scoring machine that took apart any team, how Hunter was on the bench. My dad talked a little bit about me, saying how I was going to come to SA in a couple years, and I'd be even better than Garrett at soccer. That didn't happen. But something wonderful did happen. Guy offered me some sunflower seeds. Guy Fieri talked to me. What an experience. I just shook my head, and then my dad went on to say how I loved his show and embarrassing me, and that's where my memory stops. I don't know what happened after that, only that I can guarantee you I did not say a word the whole time. But I met my childhood hero, so I was content. So thanks for listening to my odd memories, and if you were to take anything from the speech at all, let it be this. Whatever you're looking for in life, enjoyment, success, nostalgia, know that it is waiting for you. It is there. You just gotta persevere until you find it. Thank you.